had students sing from kindergarten all the way up to 5th grade. Our dual language immersion students also performed, which was amazing. We had a full house, but our biggest competitors were from Miss Alvarado's 3rd grade class and Miss Miranda's 4th grade class, and Miss Rodriguez's 5th grade class. So they were competing to see who sang the best, who had the best outfit, and I don't know, you guys need to decide. I'm assistant principal here at Morris Elementary, and we put on a production for our parents just to celebrate our families and our students, and we had students sing from kindergarten all the way up to 5th grade. Our dual language immersion students also performed, which was amazing. We had a full house, but our biggest competitors were from Miss Alvarado's 3rd grade class and Miss Miranda's 4th grade class, and Miss Rodriguez's 5th grade class. So they were competing to see who sang the best, who had the best outfit, and I don't know, you guys need to decide. I'm assistant principal here at Morris Elementary, and we put on a production for our parents just to celebrate our families and our students. And we had students sing from kindergarten all the way up to 5th grade. Our dual language immersion students also performed, which was amazing. We had a full house, but our biggest competitors were from Miss Alvarado's 3rd grade class and Miss Miranda's 4th grade class. Miss Rodriguez's 5th grade class. So they were competing to see who sang the best, who had the best outfit, and I don't know, you guys need to decide. I'm assistant principal here at Morris Elementary, and we put on a production for our parents just to celebrate our families and our students. And we had students sing from kindergarten all the way up to 5th grade. Our dual language immersion students also performed, which was amazing. We had a full house, but our biggest competitors were from Miss Alvarado's 3rd grade class and Miss Miranda's 4th grade class. Miss Rodriguez's 5th grade class. So they were competing to see who sang the best, who had the best outfit, and I don't know, you guys need to decide. principal here at Morris Elementary, and we put on a production for our parents just to celebrate our families and our students. And we had students sing from kindergarten all the way up to 5th grade. Our dual language immersion students also performed, which was amazing. We had a full house, but our biggest competitors were from Miss Alvarado's 3rd grade class and Miss Miranda's 4th grade class, and Miss Rodriguez's 5th grade class. So they were competing to see who sang the best, who had the best outfit, and I don't know, you guys need to decide. I'm assistant principal here at Morris Elementary, and we put on a production for our parents just to celebrate our families and our students. And we had students sing from kindergarten all the way up to 5th grade. Our dual language immersion students also performed, which was amazing. We had a full house, but our biggest competitors were from Miss Alvarado's 3rd grade class and Miss Miranda's 4th grade class, and Miss Rodriguez's 5th grade class. So they were competing to see who sang the best, who had the best outfit, and I don't know, you guys need to decide.
Reindeer
I'm assistant principal here at Morris Elementary, and we put on a production for our parents just to celebrate our families and our students. And we had students sing from kindergarten all the way up to 5th grade. Our dual language immersion students also performed, which was amazing. We had a full house, but our biggest competitors were from Miss Alvarado's 3rd grade class and Miss Miranda's 4th grade class. Miss Rodriguez's 5th grade class. So they were competing to see who sang the best, who had the best outfit, and I don't know, you guys need to decide. Red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose like a light bulb, and if you ever saw it, it glows like a flashlight. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names like Pinocchio. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games like Monopoly. Frosty the Snowman was a jolly happy soul, with a corn cob like a tip nose and 2 eyes made out of gold. I'm assistant principal here at Morris Elementary, and we put on a production for our parents just to celebrate our families and our students. And we had students sing from kindergarten all the way up to 5th grade. Our dual language immersion students also performed, which was amazing. We had a full house, but our biggest competitors were from Miss Alvarado's 3rd grade class and Miss Miranda's 4th grade class. Miss Rodriguez's 5th grade class. So they were competing to see who sang the best, who had the best outfit, and I don't know, you guys need to decide. Red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose like a light bulb, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows like a flashlight. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names like Pinocchio. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games like Monopoly.
We got a little time. Okay, good evening all. Apologize for the delay. Okay, we must adjourn closed session. So can I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Vote by board members to adjourn closed session.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Time is 7:02. Okay. Tonight we have a beautiful presentation from the award-winning Garcia Elementary School's Ballet Folklorico de Garcia dual language immersion first grade students. But before they perform, let's have Ihani Cortez.
Wait. We haven't reconvened open session.
Ah.
We haven't said the Pledge of Allegiance.
That's what we're doing.
Oh, okay.
You got it. Yeah, it's there.
We have to.
Let's have Ihani Cortez, 5th grade student from Garcia Elementary School, lead us in the pledge in English and Spanish.
Please stand. Can you put your right hand over your heart Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we're going to say it in Spanish. Yo prometo lealtad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y la república que representa una nación ante Dios, invisible, con libertad y justicia para todos.
Awesome.
Precious.
She left me speechless there. She was so precious. Exact word. Okay. Now, led by folklorico instructor Mrs. Yvonne Perez, first grade students Giovanni Lopez, Itzali Cortez, Isabel Solis, and Amory Elenis will perform the traditional dancing titled Guadalajara from the state of Jalisco, Mexico.
Hueles a limpia rosa temprana. A donde para cerca de México, un caserío. Guadalajara, Guadalajara, hueles a pura tierra mojada. Inolvidables como las tardes en que la lluvia desde la loma no nos dejaba ir a Zapopan. ¡Ay, Jalisco! ¡Qué lindo!
Thank you to Mrs. Perez, Principal Rodriguez, Assistant Principal Mr. Lance Riley, and of course, the parents and guardians for supporting our talented students. I haven't enjoyed a presentation since last board meeting, and that was great. Okay, at this point, there's a new face to many of you, especially the public. I'd like to welcome Dr. McDuffie, Sitting over here in place of Dr. Avila, who's at a superintendent's conference giving a presentation. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, well, thank you, President Martinez. I am excited about being here at Rialto Unified School District. This is my 7th day in the district officially, and I have been welcomed so graciously by the Rialto community, and I'm excited about being here. And I'll have some more closing thoughts, but I just want to say thank you for all of you and the hospitality that everyone showed me since I've been here. Thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome. And just so the public knows, would you like to inform them who Dr. McDuffie is?
Well, if I can remember the entire...
Would you like me to help you out, President
Yes,
Martinez?
please.
I am
Starts with lead.
equivalent to Deputy Superintendent. I'm the lead strategic agent, strategics, congruence, and social justice. There you go.
He's the one I said needed a cape with that title. Okay. Dr. McDuffie, we ask for a report out of closed session at this time.
Yes, we have a report out. The Board of Education denied the request for a leave of absence for classified employee number 1270338, January 29th, 2018 through May 30th, 2018. The roll call vote was as follows. It was a unanimous vote.
Yes.
That's all I have.
Thank you so much. Okay, we need to adopt the agenda. I need a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Thank you. Thank you. Preferential vote by student board member.
Aye.
Excellent. Vote by board members.
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Okay, presentations. Remember, one school at a time. We're going to middle school DSAC, District Student Advisory Committee. Take it away.
From Cole Middle School, we have Monique Ariano and Taylor Rotten. Right.
Welcome.
Good evening, Honorable Board of Education. Superintendent Dr. Avila and viewing audience. We're so excited to be here today and to tell you what we are doing at Kolb. I'm Monique Ariano, President of the Mighty Cougars, and this is our Vice President, Taylor Roten. Third quarter is well underway, and our focus is on shining the spotlight of our student successes this year. We have been celebrating students demonstrating our PBIS expectations during monthly Student of the Month assemblies and our grade level field trip rewards. On Friday, we will recognize student academic and achievements for attendance. And students who achieve principal's honor roll will eat lunch with our principal ID for a special pizza luncheon. Yesterday, we kicked off our basketball season with a pep rally, and today we played our first games versus Frisbee this afternoon, and I'm proud to announce that we won both games. Next week, we are repeating one of our favorite activities from last year. Purple Easel Painting Studio will come out to provide instruction to almost 200 of our Cougars to create their own original piece artwork based on Kandinsky circles. Kolb continues to hold monthly family nights in Rialto. Not only has it been wonderful for fundraising, but has truly provided us with wonderful opportunities to sit and enjoy with our Cougar family. It's been so much fun to hang out, socialize, and just eat a meal with our Cougar staff and all of our families. Memories in the making, hashtag Kolb50 and fabulous.
Excellent, thank you.
And from Jehu Middle School, we have Brianna Magana.
Welcome.
Good evening, Honorable Board, President Martinez, Superintendent Avila, and viewing audience. My name is Brianna Magana, and I am Jehu Middle School's proud ASB President. I am here with some news about some of the previous and upcoming occurrences at Jehu. All of the students, staff, and esteemed administrators hope everyone had a restful 3 weeks off and want to say a belated welcome back. The Jaguars are gearing up for the last 2 quarters of the 2017-2018 school year. We are cramming in a whole bunch of activities into February. After, we had a lazy day school spirit day and a mini dance during lunch last Friday. And we will congratulate our honor roll and principal's honor roll recipients on Friday. Way to go, Jaguars! First off, we need to let everyone know that our basketball team is getting ready to be victorious in the upcoming season. To celebrate our teams and get ready in true Jaguar fashion to win the championships, there will be a Space Jams rally on the 2nd of February in the gym. Come check it out. We love our Disney characters and will be having a Disney day with a fun lunchtime activity on February 9th in the co-op. Another opportunity to come see the Jaguars show off their school spirit. If you aren't one for games, music, and dance competitions, come on over and watch our Jags dance the day away at our Sweethearts Dance on Thursday, the 15th of February. It is time to let our hair down and ride some rides at Knott's Berry Farm on Saturday, February 24th. 150 of our students will go face their fears on Supreme Scream and Accelerator for the day. Some might even take their chances on the train and the merry-go-round. All of this with 2 Mondays off. The Jaguars are always on the prowl for a reason to show off their school pride. We have 2 out-of-this-world staff members that were selected to be our certificated and classified staff members of the month. So I need to make sure that Mr. Richard Torres and Miss Charlotte Wurlitz get a shout-out. Congratulations on a job well done. That is all from JHU. This is Brianna Magana signing off. Have a great night, everyone.
Excellent.
Next, from Casera Middle School, we have Desiree Perez.
Welcome.
Good evening, Honorable Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Avila, and our viewing audience. My name is Desiree Perez, ASB President at Casera Middle School. Before I start, I would like to wish you all a Happy New Year, to wish you all a good year, and hopefully you make this a good, successful year. The day before yesterday, Monday, January 21st, we had our anti-bullying assemblies for all students during their PE period. The 2 different officers explained many things about bullying and how it shouldn't be involved anywhere. Officers showed all students videos on what bullying looks like, feels like, and how we should stand up not for only ourselves, but for a friend if they are being bullied, and how to tell an adult. These assemblies really help students believe that everyone has a right to let someone know if they are going through these type of things. Next, Friday, January 19th, 2018, we had our 8th grade dance panoramic picture. This year was considered a great year because they actually finished the picture before 5th period ended, and it ended a great picture for everyone. Each picture was $22. This Friday, January 26th, we have our 6th period rewards dance. This dance is going to take place during 6th period in the quad. It rewards students for those who have met their PBIS expectations and those who have a minimum of 2.0 GPA this past quarter. We hope students enjoy this reward for expectations. Casera's Mesa and Robotics program is being recognized by the Cheerios and Walmart. On Friday, January 26th, they will interview the students, go to Walmart, and look at the large Rube Goldberg project. UCR's early academic outreach program started at Casera on Tuesday, January 23rd. The UCR presentation centered around My Dream College and goal setting. The program will provide academic tutors and after-school Mesa coach. We are so thankful to have all these opportunities to start off the new year. Well, I'd like to thank and wish you all a good night and a wonderful 2018. Thank you for your time.
Excellent. Thank you.
Next, we have Carly Gutierrez from Frisbee Middle School.
Welcome.
Good evening, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Avila, community members, parents, and peers. My name is Carly Gutierrez, and I'm representing for Frisbee Middle School. We hope you had a very relaxing we hope you had a very relaxing break, and now we are fully back into the swing of things in 2018. This will be
This will be a busy few weeks at Frisbee. We will be hosting our first Young and Old Talent Show. We are asking any students and staff members to showcase their talent on stage. We are looking for poets, musicians, artists, singers, dancers, and many more. Any of our board members want to display their talent on our stage?
How come you're laughing?
Our SRLA runners are gearing up and are ready for their LA Marathon in March. But first, they will be hosting their annual runathon on February 3rd. Runners have asked for sponsors as they take on the challenge of completing the minimum of 18 miles on our track at Frisbee. They will have 4 hours to complete this. So again, we invite Dr. Avila and district officials to come out and join us on Saturday, February 3rd for our runathon. And if running isn't your thing, then maybe you could join us for our winter school-wide field trip to Six Flags Magic Mountain. Either way, great things are happening at Frisbee. Thank you and have a great night.
Well done.
Question. I'm sorry, you said what was what was the name of the talent contest?
Young and Old Talent Show.
Oh, okay, Young and Old.
I think I know which we'd fit.
I don't know about you, but I'm young.
Well, I'm older than you. I did not catch a date.
What was the date on that again? I'm sorry.
I think she said February 3rd.
February 22nd.
Thank you.
Thank you.
February 22nd is the day. You may see a board member or two embarrass themselves.
Probably me, most of all.
There you go. You're the designee.
Finally, from Rialto Middle School, we have Sandra Morales.
Welcome.
Good evening, Honorable Board of Education and our viewing audience. My name is Sandra Morales, and I'm ASB President of Rialto Middle School. Well, it's a new year, and the Tigers are already off and running. Our January dance is tomorrow, which means we were able to squeeze it in between hosting the District Science Fair tonight and our Honor Roll Assembly on Friday. We have over 700 students that will be recognized for good grades and perfect attendance. On February 23rd, our Honor Roll students will be attending Knott's Berry Farm for a day of roller coasters. I mean, that is physical science, right? And food, and that's just a necessity of life. Our girls and boys basketball team also started today. I'm still checking the box scores to see if we took the W. Our cheer squad is there and is practicing for a district showcase, as well as some large competitions around the states. I'm looking forward to seeing some big wins from them as well. Saturday school means STEM time for 25 students who over the next couple of weeks will be building their Pinewood Derby cars to race on February 3rd for medals and bragging rights to their Tiger Derby. Speaking of STEM, 2 of our Tiger Robotics students joined a VIP tour of just 15 district students to visit Gardner Holt Productions in San Bernardino. They got to check out the process of making premier animatronics for Disneyland, like the new ones being developed for Splash Mountain. Well, now it's on to February and the next wave of ASB and Tiger events. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. I love watching our students improve month after month, week after week. It's inspiring. Okay, we've got a presentation coming up, one that means very much to me that I had to steal back from Ms. Walker. Okay, tonight it pleases this Board of Education to honor an exemplary classroom teacher who has consistently through the years shown excellence in the Rialto High School MESA program at the local, regional, state, and national levels. Mr. Michael Thompson, please come on down. I looked at you and I didn't recognize you in a suit. So proud of you. This is a surprise to me. I didn't know it. Born in Bangkok, Thailand, to a Vietnamese mother, Ba, and a military father, Hugh Thompson, who was stationed at Vietnam, Michael and his two older sisters moved a lot. They were raised in Thailand, Maryland, Japan, Virginia, Belgium, and Washington State. Michael graduated from Central Valley High School in 1993 and moved to Southern California to attend the University of Redlands. In 1997, Mr. Thompson graduated a double bachelor's degrees, one in business administration and the other in economics. And exactly, I'm going. Well, okay. These degrees just got more valuable to this board member. Okay. In the summer of 2004, Mr. Thompson entered the credential program at the University of Redlands. In August of 2004, he was hired as an intern teacher at Rialto High School, teaching integrated science. Although UCR at the time also approached Mr. Thompson to teach Mesa for Rialto High School, he had originally declined due to juggling a marriage, a newborn child, and finishing up his credential. In his second year of teaching, Mr. Thompson decided to take up the role of a Mesa teacher at Rialto High School. And is this board member glad? And then through dedication and excellence, a multitude of student-centered recognitions followed. Whether it was 4 students or 20, RHS dominated the UCR regional Mesa competitions. Mr. Thompson's Mesa students simply outshined them all, observing how much his students were learning and also enjoying the healthy robotics competitions. Mr. Thompson entered his enthusiastic students in additional competitions. He added VEX robotic competition, solar boat competitions, marble and roller coaster competitions, sea perch underwater remote operating vehicle ROV competitions, Rube Goldberg competitions, and cybersecurity competitions. Again, different students excelled in different years, but one ingredient remained: Mr. Thompson. Some Rialto High School Mesa distinctions include first place 3 years in a row for their marble roller coaster competition, with the first year earning first, second, and third place. Second place for the solar boat competition. 2017 was the first time entering the Rube Goldberg competition. One of our groups earned second place and a special award presented by the Manufacturers Council of the Inland Empire, which included a $250 award. During 2 of the 4 years of participating in the regional Sea Perch competition, Rialto High School team earned a spot at the Sea Perch National Competition. The first time Rialto High School Mesa traveled to the University of Massachusetts in Dartmouth for the national competition. Last May, RHS Mesa traveled to Georgia Tech for the national competition, where the Knights placed 12th out of 99 high school teams from around the country. And about 8 years ago, UC Riverside Mesa began recognizing outstanding Mesa programs by presenting their Mesa School of the Year Award for middle and high school. Rialto High School was the first school to earn the Mesa High School of the Year Award, and Rialto High School earned the award for 2 years in a row. Under Principal Arnie Ayala's leadership, Mr. Thompson created the Mesa Academy as a 4-year pathway for our students. 2 years ago, Mr. Thompson wrote up a new class, Mesa Senior Seminar. Can I go as a senior? This class is an A through G elective course that is approved by the Mesa, California office and is available for any Mesa program statewide. This past summer, he also wrote a 3rd Mesa class, an Introduction to Computer Science. Thank you so much. This class is also AG approved and available statewide. Even though the Mesa program has been around nationwide for over 40 years, Mr. Thompson is the first teacher that has taken the initiative to create additional courses and expanded the MESA program. Mr. Thompson is married to wife Ruth. Is she here? Please join us up here. It's picture time. Come on. They have 4 children, ages 2, 8, 11, and 13. Are any of the children here? Come on. Come on up. Yes. Right up here. Be great. His 2 daughters, competitive gymnastics, and his son's taekwondo classes keep the couple busy. I'd think 4 kids keep you busy. Rialto Unified School District is extremely proud of your accomplishments. Mr. Thompson, through the years, by inspiring and challenging your students in the classroom and through healthy academic competition, you have not only motivated your students, but also put Rialto High School and its district on the map for MESA excellence. Congratulations. We are also proud of you, and thank you. Going to read this plaque. Rialto Unified School District congratulates Mr. Michael, is it Mikal? Michael Thompson, Rialto High Senior MESA teacher. The district is proud of your achievements in leading classroom instruction and earning the 3-year MESA High School of the Year honors. Your contributions in MESA, putting Rialto High School on the map for the 2017-2018 Rube Goldberg competition, and motivating students every school year depicts your desire to encourage, nurture, and inspire Rialto's young scholars. Congratulations. We wish you continued success. And then the board. Here, let's move on.
Okay.
We can join the board of education. And then we'll let you say a couple words. You know who you want to call. Super. And if you don't mind, it'll only take a couple minutes. There's a lot of teachers, educators, support staff members, and administrators from Rialto High School that are here to support him. Please be. Come on, look at that. It is a live meeting, though. Thank you. Yeah, no, that's all right. The more the merrier. There you go.
All right. Really don't like speeches, and Say is trying to get me to talk, so I'll do this. Superintendent Dr. Avila is obviously not here. Deputy Superintendent Dr. McDuffie, distinguished members of the board, I want to greatly appreciate the honor and recognition of that you're giving me for my work with the MESA program at Rialto High School. To be honest, it feels kind of strange getting this award at this time in my career. It seems like someone that's been teaching for a long time, that's about to retire or is moving to another district should be getting this kind of recognition. So after having only taught for 13 years, it's a great, great honor to be able to get this recognition for the work that I've done with the MESA program. However, this success it cannot be solely attributed to me. I know in Dr. Martinez's speech, he mentioned that I was the one ingredient throughout the years with all these students making this program successful. But really, the program success comes from all the support that I get. They make my job a lot easier. They make it easier for me to push my students and encourage that creativity. So I need to thank those people for their support of our program. The first one I want to thank is our principal, Mr. Ayala. I know he couldn't make it here for personal reasons, but I know he's here in spirit and he would make it if he could. He has been a great supporter of our program. During his time at Rialto High School, our program really has blossomed and grown and just exploded. We've added a lot more sections. We've developed the Mesa Academy, and he has just given so much to our program and helped us grow so much. So I thank him for all of his support for our program. Mr. Olmos, our assistant principal, has taken charge of our Mesa Academy at our school, and he has been there right by my side every step of the way to support me and our program. Anything we need, he's there for us to support us, putting in the extra time and the effort for our Mesa program. And of course, over the 13 years of doing Mesa, we've had numerous assistant principals and principals coming through our school, and all of them have been very supportive of our program, and I'm very thankful for all of them. And of course, the support of our administration comes down from our district and our school board as well. They have supported our administration in our efforts to pursue STEM curriculum and encourage our program, so I thank them as well. And of course, we wouldn't have our Mesa program without our Mesa directors at UC Riverside. They're the ones that provide us the curriculum, the competitions that we attend and excel at. Carlos Gonzalez was our former program director. He was the one that selected our school as the High School of the Year for 3 years. He has since moved on to our statewide office to take charge of curriculum. And our new program director, Vanessa Guzman, who is here.
Sorry, I would like to make a correction. I'm not the director, I'm the program coordinator.
Program coordinator.
Directing, but he couldn't make it today, unfortunately. But congratulations.
But I want to thank her for being here and showing her support of our program. So thank you for being here as well. And of course, the staff at Rialto High School is always supportive of our program. They've been there cheering on our students, allowing my students to miss their class so they can finish up their projects for our competitions, which is also great. Of course, our students make the program amazing. Their creativity, their ingenuity, their resourcefulness, taking chances, taking risks for our sea perch competitions. I know one of the amazing things is that we have gone to the national competition and we don't have a pool at our school. So to be able to practice with their underwater robotics, they've had to be very, very creative, testing it in buckets or sometimes hopping the fence at their apartment complex to get to the pool to test out their project. So they are definitely resourceful. Have to thank my friends that are here to show their support as well. With the 4 kids and all of our competitions, 2 of my kids in gymnastics, it's been tough to juggle all that time. So they are there to pick up our kids occasionally and watch them when we need to. And of course, my biggest supporter is my wife. She has grown to dislike a lot of the time that I have to spend away for Mesa. And as our program continues to grow, I know it's going to require even more time, and she's going to give me scowling looks later. So thank you, I love you, and I know that you've been supporting me all of this time. And without all of this support, our program wouldn't have been as successful as it has been. So to all of you, I thank you as well. Thank you.
Check out the Facebook page for another three-peat over at Rialto High School. I'll let that surprise you. Okay, presentation by Tina Henton, CPA, Principal Clifton Larson Allen, LLP, regarding the fiscal year 2016-17 annual audited financial report. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. Yes, once again, my name is Tina Henton. I am the principal in charge of your audit, and I'm here tonight to talk about the results of your 2016-17 financial and compliance audit. The audit is obviously, as you know, required each and every year and is a very comprehensive process that includes visiting many of your sites as well as looking at your attendance and auditing across all funds, everything from your general fund to ASBs. And again, it is a very comprehensive process and takes the better part of the year. This report we've already reviewed in detail with management, so I'm just going to cover the highlights and let you know the significant results. First, the main reason for doing an audit is to render an opinion on your financial statements. And what that means is that we are here to let a reader know whether the district has complied with all of the appropriate accounting standards, that the amounts are fairly presented, all of the required disclosures are included. So we have done that, and we have rendered an unmodified opinion. This is the highest and best opinion that we can render, and it means that you have indeed done all of those things that I previously mentioned. So you have the amounts are fairly presented, you have complied with all of the appropriate accounting standards and disclosures. So that's always an excellent accomplishment. Let's see, the district's overall net position improved for the year, and you continue to meet your 3% required reserve and are budgeted to again meet that in the upcoming year. We did not have any audit adjustments to the general fund, so that means the information that you approved with your unaudited actuals in September for the general fund that's the same information that's in the audit report. Might be presented a little differently, but the ending fund balance is indeed the same. We did have an audit adjustment in the nutrition service fund to just bring it to full accrual for presentation and to record some accounts payable. Along with your financial audit, we also have to do compliance audits. So we look at both your federal and state compliance. For federal compliance, this year we audited your program Title I. We also issued an unmodified opinion, and we had no findings related to your federal compliance. And for state compliance, the state lists, this year it was 26 different areas that we are required to look at, and these include everything from attendance to your LCAP, educator effectiveness, mental health. So there's many different topics, a wide variety of topics that we need to look at. We have done that also and have rendered an unmodified opinion, and we had no findings related to any of those either. We did have one finding that you will see in the back of the report just related to the accounting for the Nutrition Services Fund. My understanding is it seems like that's probably already taken care of. It's just, like I said, timing. It wasn't by the end of the year, so I fully expect that next year we'll come and report to you that that finding has been cleared. Prior year, because we always report back on the status of findings. So in the previous audit, there was also a finding related to one of the ASBs, and we have looked at that this year, and we're happy to report that that's been fully implemented and cleared. Looking forward, I always like to kind of do a flash forward to see what's coming next, because when I'm here next year, we will be discussing the implementation of GASB Statement Number 75, and that is going to impact how you report your post-employment retirement benefits. So it's going to be a very significant change. It's going to require you to recognize all of the liability immediately, where currently you were having to bring on a little bit of the liability each year for the next 20 years. Well, that timetable just got moved up, and next year you will be required to recognize all of it at once. My estimate when I look at your report now is probably an additional $22 million of liability that will come on the books. So that's kind of a flash forward. We'll have better data, obviously, as we get into the standard in 17-18, but that's what's coming for your next audit. And as always, I want to take time to thank both Mohammed and Diane, and oh my gosh, so many of the numerous site people that we have had to get information from, and many of your other departments that we've had to get information from. Without their help, this audit would not be as smooth as it is, and certainly wouldn't get filed on time. So we really appreciate all of their help, and they're doing a great job. And of course, I will take any questions that you might have.
Please, go ahead,
First
Mr.
of all,
Ayala.
thank you so much for all the work that you did for this district. I was just going to request or ask the question. You know, this audit, or this is probably, you know, if you read every single little line on it, you know, you'd be there for 6 months. It'd be like taking a college.
It's 100 pages, yeah.
And it's pretty intense. And so when I looked at it, I was hoping to find a cover sheet right in the front, which there was, and I was looking to see positive or negative, which we submit, and I don't know, I just didn't see that part. Maybe I overlooked it. And I kept looking through for any negatives, and you're right, it was at the very end. And I said, wow, because I had to go page. But that's one way to get everybody to look at the,
I will give you a hint.
Sure.
If you go to, let's say page 82, that is what I call the executive summary of the audit report.
Page 82.
Page 82.
See, okay, see what I'm saying?
It is back there, but.
And some of us, even though we dress and look like executives, we're just homegrown, and to look at page 82 is a little confusing for some of us. So, if any way you could make it easier for us, because we just want to make sure that we're submitting positive reports to that county, because it's no joke when we file a negative. We lose our bond rating immediately, the interest rates go up, and all of a sudden, we have to lay off people. And so I take that pretty serious. Thank you.
Any other questions? Comments? Okay. I personally want to thank you. I enjoyed it. I went through it last night. And not to put me to sleep, because this stuff, I just love it. I did find everything that you mentioned. I wanted to try and see if you could clarify something on the pension. You did
absolutely.
mention GASB 75. And owing 22 more million next year, as we move away from pay-go into fully accounting for our pension costs, I believe is why. Is that correct?
Right. Well, now we do have to split a few hairs here.
Okay.
This is not your pension. This is your post-employment retirement benefit. So this is your usually medical retiree benefits. If your pensions, PERS, and STIRS, you also record a liability for that as well. This is your single plan where you have contracted and said, district retirees, here's the benefits that you will receive upon retirement for your post-employment medical. So that's specifically what GASB 75 is addressing, not the pensions, but the post-employment medical. And the most recent actuarial study that you had put that total liability out there at about $34 million. You currently have, I want to say it's about $7 million that's in a trust that you've started to fund, which is going to help reduce that overall liability that you have to record on your financials. So it's really that net difference that you will have to pick up as an additional liability coming on next year. Now, mind you, that's not in your general fund. None of these entries hit your actual general ledger. These are only for reporting purposes. For ease, it's page 2 and 3 of this report. That's where you're going to see the impact of that additional liability. So nothing hits your general fund.
That is encouraging. Thank you.
Yes, I always want to make that point, because you're not required to fund it. So the only thing that would eventually hit your general fund is if, as you decide to put more and more money into that trust, you'll see it go out there.
Okay. Any other questions, comments?
Mr. Martinez, I want.
There you are.
I'd like to be further clarify. As you know, the pensions, other post-employment retirement benefit, which is the contractual obligation we have. So to minimize the impact, fiscal impact, with your approval, we established, it's called irrevocable trust fund to minimize the impact, because it's growing, as you know. This is unlike anything else. So as Tina is referring to, we as a districts took a proactive approach to understand how this can grow and how it could be financially impact the district. So I present a proposal a couple of years ago with your approval that trust fund is set aside from general fund. It's not a part of general fund to retain that money to future, to draw down for the impact we may have from the retirement of our employee to provide their health benefit. So this is, as you know, health benefit cost is growing every year. And it's beyond, we have no control over that. So we took a proactive approach. So we as a district, we're in a better position. And Tina, you can comment this. It's not that many school district has that type of fund established to avoid or minimize the future costs.
Okay, thank you. That explains a lot, but I do have some further comment internally, and I'll be meeting with Avila on the ASB funds in particular. That's my concerns. I know this board wants to protect the district fiscally, make sure we're financially sound, and in doing that, thank you, Tina. And in doing
Oh, yeah, I have one question.
in doing that, I want to make sure that we're protecting our people. Mr. Montez.
So sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to confirm with you. You said in regards to the nutrition services discrepancy, you yourself suggest in the report that had a reconciliation, detailed reconciliation been in process during transitioning from the previous program to the new web-based program, that discrepancy would have been caught. So what I'd like to suggest is whenever a new program is brought in, particularly like for nutrition services, because we had issues in the past, if we're gonna expect the staff to transition into that program and there's nothing in place to help them, give them training to transition into the new program, how do we expect not to have discrepancies? So we're glad that it was caught and that it was adjusted, and you pointed out that, you pointed out to us, had a detailed reconciliation been in process for that, it wouldn't have happened. These things are important because the last thing we want to hear is that, there was a very huge error or someone committed a huge error when it could have been easily remedied had they gotten the training or had they gotten the support to transition rather than just throwing it on them. And after doing it for so long for a certain way and just throwing in the new program, a new way of doing it on them cold turkey without offering them any training or any support. So let's keep a close eye on these types of things so that we don't have to deal, or we don't have to even worry about this kind of stuff. But I am glad that it was taken care of, but I am upset that that somebody was not responsible for making sure that support and that reconciliation was there to make that smooth transition. That's all, and it's just, and you said so yourself, correct? It could have been caught had that been there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So thank you for pointing it out to us, and we'll make sure that it doesn't happen again.
And just for the public, so they'll know, it was a $3 million fine, not a negative. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. Your expenses were actually overstated, so we adjusted that.
You can find $3 million for us anytime.
Yeah, I'm sorry it couldn't be in the general fund, but
it would help. Thank you very much.
All right.
President Martinez, may I further clarify
Yes, please.
Mr. Montes' concern? This is a favorable adjustment, not in a negative way, but it's an adjustment. I recognize that.
Well, it's negative in the fact that, it's negative in the fact that there wasn't a detailed reconciliation for them to transition from the old way to the new. web-based way. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
No,
Just
you're
to
correct. You're correct. This is our existing iteration systems was converted to the web base. Yes, as I give you the memo in writing to you, explaining what caused this, I call it human error. And I agree. I understand.
If there's no support to transition them, how can there not be a human error?
When you say support, what I'm trying to clarify is the system conversions. Our existing iteration system, which is a system we have, I hope you're not referring to we moved to the county system beginning last July. That's not cause of the county system, I want to be clear. It is our existing systems converted to the web base. And during that transitions, I qualified that myself, there's a human error oversight. Yes, I agree with you that it's not a training issue, it's reconciliation. The auditor recognized that. So I took it as a human error. And, but the fact of the matter, it's not the conversions going to the county. Now, beginning last July.
Is a conversion to going to web-based?
From
Right.
existing iteration system.
And I get it, and thank you for owning up to it, or whatever it is, thank you for recognizing it, but when we're talking about $3 million difference, even though it's positive, it can raise eyebrows.
You're correct. You're correct. No, I got it. Yeah, no, I agree with that. It's a huge, and that's the reason it's called findings. It's a large,
Well, we appreciate it.
And with moving with the county school, we don't think this kind of things can happen again. We're now working with our nutrition services. We moved from enterprise to the fund accounting. And that's shift. That to avoid any things like as you were saying.
I'm glad $3 million were found, not lost.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you, Mr. Montez. Okay, we continue with public comments from the floor. This time, any person wishing to speak on any item not on the agenda will be granted 3 minutes.
Okay,
Dr. McDuffie.
we have some speakers. Maria Estrada.
Welcome.
Buenas noches a cada uno de ustedes aquí.
Good evening, each one of you here tonight.
Estamos hoy aquí porque queremos hacerles una pregunta.
We're here tonight to ask you a question.
Para ustedes, ¿qué tanta importancia tienen sus estudiantes, nuestros hijos?
For you, how important are our children, your students?
Espero su respuesta.
And I await your answer.
We normally don't answer in public,
Normalmente
but
no contestamos en
I can tell you it's
Pero lo que le
very
puedo contar
simple.
es que es muy sencillo.
It is paramount. They are the reason we're here. Without the students, we wouldn't exist.
Entonces me gustaría que ustedes nos ayudaran a comprender
In that case, I would like for you to help us understand
por qué sacrificar a una gran cantidad de estudiantes por un grupo pequeño.
why do you sacrifice a larger number of students for a lesser number of students.
Y hablo de esto porque ustedes modificaron la forma de llevar y recoger a los niños a Morris Elementary School.
And I'm talking about this because you modified the way you took and picked up children to Morris High School.
Presionaron a Morris para abrir una puerta
You pressure Morris to open up a gate.
donde no está señalizado. Necesitamos más ayuda para que los niños caminen con seguridad.
Where there is no signaling, we need more help for children to walk safely.
Únicamente tenemos a 2 personas cruzando a más de 1,500 estudiantes.
We only have 2 people helping cross more than 1,500 students.
Y yo supongo que esto sucede
And I suppose that this happens
porque próximamente van a construir viviendas entre la Randall y Acacia.
because very soon they're going to be building some living housing near ¿cómo dijo?
Acacia y Randall.
Randall and Acacia.
Supongo que la ciudad habló con ustedes y posiblemente los hizo también cambiar eso, pero nosotros necesitamos apoyo para tener a nuestros niños seguros.
I suppose that the city got in touch with you and made you change that way of doing it, but we need your support to make sure that our children are safe.
¿Qué va a pasar cuando estén los camiones trabajando?
What's going to happen when the buses are running?
Cuando los trabajadores estén ahí,
When the workers are present?
cuando lleven y traigan material de
When
construcción.
they are transporting and taking away construction materials?
Nadie ha pensado en eso.
No one has thought of these issues.
Y es por eso que nosotros estamos hoy aquí.
And that is the reason why we're here tonight.
Necesitamos apoyo de ustedes como distrito
We need your support as a district.
y nosotros como padres unirnos con ustedes para encontrar una solución viable para todos.
And we as parents need to get together with you and unite with you to find a viable solution for everyone.
Abrir esa puerta no fue la solución
To open
más
up,
acertada.
to open up that gate was not a very good decision.
Cambiaron el problema de la Randall a la Eucaliptus.
You simply switched the problem from Randall to eucalyptus.
Ahora tenemos problema con Jehu Middle School,
Now we have problems with J. Hugh Middle School,
con Rialto High School
with Rialto High School,
y Morris Elementary School.
and Morris Elementary School.
Únicamente cambiamos el problema de lugar. Al final el problema sigue ahí.
The only thing we did was switch the problem from one place to another. At the end of the day, the problem continues to exist.
Nos gustaría que ustedes nos dieran una respuesta qué podemos hacer.
We would like for you to give us an answer as to what we can do.
Okay, I can tell you that we will look into it, but I cannot promise anything. This is the first I have heard about this. That is one of the reasons that we have public comment. So give us time to look into it, and we will have an answer once Dr. Avila studies it and gives us an answer.
Can I add something else?
¿Puedo hacerle otra pregunta?
This project is going to start in 6 or 9 months. It's no more longer like that. So we need something quickly. Sorry about that, but it's the truth.
Thank you for letting us know about it.
Thank you.
Next.
Would you please carry that to Dr. Avila when he returns?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Next, we have Anna Mejia.
We were all together.
Okay.
So we are trying to get more time. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Elizabeth Monreal. Elizabeth Monreal. Next, we have Gladys Velasquez. Okay. And we have Linda Silva.
Welcome.
Good evening, Board, Dr. McDuffie, District Administrators and viewing audience. This podium is not a place to speak ill about any district employee. This is something that should be done through an appointment with an individual or their respective supervisor. I've been attending board meetings for the past 6 years, and what I had to listen to at the January 10th meeting was utterly uncalled for. This podium is not a place to come and make accusations, bring up the past, or humiliate anyone. And I would like to ask this board, if possible, to please look at setting policy for the moral and ethical use of this podium. This all started because cupcakes could not be provided in a classroom for a child's birthday. I have listened to complaints about this now, and I'd like to share my perspective. I have granddaughters in this district with extreme food allergies, and if cupcakes would have been allowed, my granddaughters would have had to sit with none. How do you think they would have felt? On another note, I have never allowed my children to eat food that was prepared by others, as I don't know the cleanliness of their kitchens, and never wanted my children sick as a result of that. And food allergies can kill in a matter of seconds. There is no perfect solution or policy to protect our children from the issues of today's world, but as adults, we have to learn to live by whatever policies are enforced, and we have to teach our children the reasons for them so that they can grow up and become law-abiding citizens. If policy would have been broken for this child, or any other child for that matter, what would we be teaching our children? So for this, I want to thank the board for upholding the decision, and I truly hope that others feel the same. This district has never professed to be perfect, But for ill-minded people to continuously dredge up past issues and ugliness prevents our district from healing and moving forward. This needs to stop. For people to stand at this podium, name names, accuse individuals without knowing what they've actually gone through is ridiculous and demeaning. Pouring salt on wounds will not speed up the healing process of this district's character, but it certainly shows the character of the people pouring the salt. I feel that as parents or grandparents, we have a right to stand up and fight for what we believe is fair for our children. But if we don't hear the answer we want, we have to be mature, responsible adults and move on. This district has to consider the health and safety of all children under its care, not just one. I've lived in this city for 38 years and worked for this district for over 20. And all 5 of my children have gone through this district and have grown up to be intelligent, strong women who understand reasons for policies. Now it's their turn to teach the same to their children. Rules are rules, policies are policies, and laws are laws. We do not all agree with them always, but we are mature, responsible adults who are willing to accept them. Thank you for listening to my 3 minutes of opinion. I truly hope that we can once again move forward from all of this.
Thank you. Dr.
Next,
McDuffie?
next we have Michael Montano.
Welcome.
Excuse me. Good evening, everyone. Came to speak on with concerns that our employees, certificated and classified at Rialto High School, have at the school. And I come speaking as a community member who chose, I moved to the city, so I wasn't born here, I moved here. Professional educator, this is my 10th year in the district. I'm also a site rep and the one of the 2 REA high school directors. A few months ago, we sent you, the board, an email with some concerns that we had. No names were mentioned, just the issues, and we asked if some of you can come and speak to the staff so that you could get a real feel of what's going on at our school. Too many of our teachers and staff feel that we are working in a hostile work environment. When issues or concerns are brought up, that they are met with retaliation. Shortly after, a district employee was sent to the school to speak with some of our teachers, and one teacher, after speaking to one, it led to having to speak to another and to another, and that's been some time ago, and teachers and staff on a regular basis are coming up to me and asking what's going on with all of this, and I have no answer to give them. Our school paints a beautiful picture, and I don't think that we're any better than any of the other 2 high schools. We all have the same kids, it's the same community, it's just perhaps we paint a better picture. But there are, again, we're not any better, we have issues. Traditionally, teachers have always made the school look good, and whatever administration is there, and we're afraid that that won't always continue because we've come to a point where too many teachers are deciding to leave. Again, we are asking that some of you, if you can, come and speak with us. A couple of years ago, teachers shared these concerns with the district, and again, somebody was sent, and teachers were interviewed, and teachers were hoping for change, and no change came. A survey was done. Rialto High School had more teachers respond to this survey, knowing that the survey displayed some negative things, hoping for change. Again, there was no change. I know for a fact that at least 3 of our teachers at the site have been prescribed medicine to help deal with the prescribed medicines, not just over the counter, to help deal with stress and anxiety. I'm sure 1, 2, or more would be willing to share their personal medical information if requested, because they feel it's that serious that they would be willing to share their personal. So again, we're asking if you'd be willing to come and speak to the teachers so that you don't just get the painted picture. Thank you.
Thank you. So you'll know, I'll carry this to Dr. Avila.
Next, we have Celia Saravia?
Salaya.
Salaya, sorry.
Welcome.
Buenas noches, miembros de la mesa directiva.
Good evening, members of the board.
Presidente Mr. Martínez,
President Mr. Martinez,
Vicepresidente Mr. Montes,
Vice President Mr. Montes,
Superintendente Dr. Ávila, aunque no,
Superintendent Dr. Avila,
aunque no está presente, pero sabemos que nos ha de estar viendo.
even though he's not present, we know that he's probably watching us,
En Mr. Darren McDuffie,
and Mr. Darren McDuffie,
audiencia.
and audience.
Soy Celia Celaya Saravia
I am Celia Celaya Saravia,
y represento a Amigos Unidos,
and I represent Amigos Unidos,
grupo de apoyo de padres para de niños especiales.
a support group for parents of special needs children.
Y esta noche queremos agradecerles
Tonight, we want to thank
por su gran bondad y generosidad
all of you for your great kindness and generosity
con nuestros niños especiales
with our special children,
al celebrarles la fiesta de Navidad.
having celebrated for them their Christmas celebration.
Con nada podremos pagarles toda la alegría de nuestros niños.
There's nothing that we can do to repay you the happiness that you gave our children.
Todos los padres estamos muy agradecidos
All the parents, we are all very grateful
con nuestro superintendente Dr. Ávila,
with our superintendent, Dr. Avila,
con nuestros board members, Mr. Ayala,
with our board members, Mr. Ayala,
Mr. Montes, Miss Walker, y Miss O'Kelly. Extrañamos al presidente Mr. Martínez,
we missed President Mr. Martinez,
pero sabemos que contamos con su apoyo también.
but we know we can count on his support as well.
Agradecemos a Mr. y Mrs. Silva,
We thank Mr. and Mrs. Silva,
Mr. Derek Harris,
Mr. Derek Harris,
Miss Bridget Ely,
Ms. Bridget Early,
Ely, Miss Shelley Gay,
Miss Shelley Gates,
Doctora Bugua, Arlene Jaimon, Miss Aida Jeffrey Hernández, Miss Araceli Flores, Mr. Ernie Ayala, Mr. Alex Vara, y a nuestras señoras del Servicio de
and
Nutrición,
Our Lady from the Nutrition Services,
Fausa Davis, Cristina Crusher, Sara Aguilar. Espero haber pronunciado bien los nombres.
I hope I pronounce your names correctly.
Gracias a todos y a algunos se me han quedado, pero muchas gracias de verdad por toda la bondad y generosidad que tuvieron.
Thanks to all of you, and I might have forgotten someone, but thank you for all the kindness and generosity that you showed.
Y ahora sí podemos decir, este es nuestro distrito.
And we can truly say now that this is our district.
Y nos da mucha alegría
And we are very happy
sentir la unión y el apoyo a nuestros niños de educación
to
especial.
feel that unity and that support to our special needs children.
Como siempre, es
As
un gran
always-
honor contar con ustedes,
As
con su
always, it is
presencia.
a great honor to count on you for your support.
También queremos darle la bienvenida al estudiante de la mesa directiva,
We
Eric
also-
Herrera.
We also want to welcome the student from the board, Eric Herrera.
Eres un orgullo para nuestra comunidad.
You are a source of pride for our community.
También nosotros respetamos los reglamentos del distrito
We also respect the rules of the district.
y yo en lo personal pienso que no es correcto llevar alimentos cocinados en casa
And I personally think that it isn't right to bring foods cooked at home
por higiene
because of hygiene issues
y por seguridad de nuestros hijos,
and for the safety of our children.
porque muchos de ellos tienen dietas especiales
Because many of them have special diets.
y uno de ellos es mi hijo,
And one of them happens to be my son.
que yo no sé qué le voy a dar de comer porque su dieta es gluten free, azúcar free, caseína free y fat free.
And I don't know what I'm going to feed him because he can't eat all those things she mentioned.
Tiene esa dieta en su escuela, tiene sus alimentos en la casa también, todo free, ya no sé qué voy a hacer con él, pero
So he has this diet and he has to observe this diet at school as well as at home. And I don't know what I'm going to do with him now. I don't know what I'm going to feed him.
y cuando se le cambia algo, sé que puede ser fatal para él.
But when anything is changed, I know that that can be fatal for him.
Y sé que muchos de los niños también tienen
And I know that many of
sus
the other
dietas
students
especiales.
might also have special diets.
Muchas gracias y de verdad les digo, no sabemos cómo agradecerles la alegría que tuvieron nuestros hijos.
Again, thank you so much. And I truly, truly tell you that we don't know how to thank you for that happiness and that joy you brought to our children.
bailaron, sus regalos que ustedes llevaron, todo el distrito, yo sé que todo el distrito colaboró y de verdad, no sé cómo expresarles en nombre de todos los papás.
And they danced and they were happy with all those gifts that I know the entire district pitched in for all these gifts. And again, I really don't know how to express to you the gratitude we have. And again, this gratitude comes from myself and all the rest of the parents as well.
Oh, ya sé cómo seguir orando por ustedes
I
para
think I
tener
know
un
how to
gran
thank you.
distrito.
I'll continue praying for you so that we can have a great district.
Gracias.
Thank you.
And I was there in spirit, but I didn't think I wanted to give you the flu with a fever. Dr. McDuffie?
That's all we have.
Thank you. Okay, public comments on agenda items. Any person wishing to speak on any item on the agenda will be granted 3 minutes.
We have none.
Okay, comments from association, executive board members, Rialto Education Association, REA. Welcome.
Mr. Martinez, members of the board, Dr. McDuffie, welcome. We look forward to working with you. Members of the cabinet. My name is Leslie Chambers. I'm the Vice President and Bargaining Chair for Rialto Education Association, and I am here for the one time in my life when I get to demand something. So I'm here to present our demand to bargain. So may I approach?
Please do.
Thank you.
I always look forward to this. Yeah. We realize it is a legal description.
Yes, but I like to demand.
Is that all? That was so tough. Okay, next we have California School Employees Association, CSEA. Welcome.
Good evening, School Board President Martinez, invited guests. My name is Raquel Torres. I'm president of CSCA, and I'm here as a district patrol officer, and I want to report out that this Friday we have a lot of activities going on at 2 of our elementary schools. Trapp Elementary from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. will be holding a Bring Your Parent to School Day, and I will be participating in that as a substitute mentor parent for the students that don't have a parent there to participate. We're going to have a pep rally. They're going to offer refreshments. They're going to have classroom visitations. They're going to offer child care. They're going to have that available to the parents that have little ones that when they want to go to the classrooms. So the principal, Roxy Dominguez, has asked me to invite all of the school board and anyone that wants to come and participate in that. And I also have some flyers available for the board. And also at our North End School, Fitzgerald, we also we're holding a kickoff for the first inaugural, it's called the HEART program. And HEART is an acronym for Helping Everyone and Rising Together program. And that's going to be for our 4th and 5th grade girls at Fitzgerald. HEART is a program designed to assist our preteen girls in developing into well-adjusted, powerful future leaders. And this program is part of our PBIS, which is focusing on the social and emotional development. I will be giving a workshop on when to lead and when to follow. And our very classy Rhea McIver will also be giving a workshop on the importance of social graces and etiquette. They're going to be holding, there's 25 presenters, and there's going to be eight different workshops on Fridays. So I have the flyers for you, but we're encouraging the board and anyone to come and participate.
On Fitzgerald, what is the time and date?
That is from 2 to 4 this Friday, and Trapp is from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. And I'm looking forward to having a good time with the kids. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, Communication Workers of America. Do we have anyone?
Thank you.
We'll add them later if they are coming down the hallway. Rialto School Managers Association. Well, they're ignoring us again. Got his attention. They don't have anything. Okay. For the superintendent, we have Dr. McDuffie with comments.
Thank you, President Martinez. Dr. Avila could not be here today, but he wanted me to begin personally by thanking Mr. Michael Thompson, Rialto High School's Mesa teacher, for his honor tonight. He's very worthy of moving kids for years towards greatness. Congrats to Garcia Elementary and Rialto High School's cheer squads. The Rialto High Lady Knights varsity cheer squad earned first place at the Cheer Pro State Championship held at the Pasadena Civic Auditorium. The Lady Knights secured their third consecutive tournament and will be competing in USA Nationals in Anaheim on February 23rd. Garcia girls also won big at the Sharp International Cheer Competition held at Eleanor High School. Garcia's team won first place and was awarded overall Sharp champions. Because of their outstanding performance, Team Pink will be moving on to the Nationals. Congratulations to the students, parents, the dedication of cheer advisors, and all of who supported them. Also, congratulations to our 2018 Cusera Middle School's Mesa Arts and Games Hack Competition winners. I briefly met with not Dr. Avila, briefly met with Mr. Fuentes and Counselor Dr. Bryson over at Cusera Middle School yesterday. It's wonderful to observe that they are doing great things with their STEM and Mesa programs. Finally, Dr. Avila wanted to give a big thank you to all the teachers recognized for their efforts on Footsteps to Brilliance. I attended the recognition prior to this evening's board meeting along with Mrs. O'Kelly and Board Vice President Edgar Montes. And it was a great event. So we appreciate the dedication and the amazing job in forwarding our literacy initiative and making a difference in the lives of the kids. The teachers are doing an amazing job in that. As for my week and a half, since I have this time, I have enjoyed visiting all of our high schools and middle schools campuses, and I am looking forward to getting to our elementary schools as well. Going into the school classrooms, it was rejuvenating to observe a quality instruction taking place. I was also greeted graciously by our support staff, nutrition services, those who are right here, M&O, ground, safety and security, print shop, purchasing. I have been like Dorothy in The Wiz, or The Wizard of Oz. It's just I don't know whether I'm in Kansas or whether
Just
I'm
please don't say the board is a lion, the cat, or who's who.
So anyway, from administrators to teachers, support staff, and parent volunteers, I just want to thank you for being courteous, kind, and welcoming. I really appreciate the hospitality and am proud to be a part of Rialto Unified School District. And so finally, many of you know, as you know, Dr. Avila is in Sacramento, or not Sacramento, but Monterey at the Superintendent Symposium. His presentation there is about the environmental emphasis that our district has taken. He's one of 4 superintendents in the state of California giving a presentation in this area, and he wanted me to make sure to thank all of the administrators and support staff, parent volunteers, and teachers involved in this endeavor. It really is something special. So with that, I'd like to show you a presentation provided by our superintendent, Dr. Avila. Thank you.
We're having a bit of technical difficulty, so let's go on to our student board member. Here it comes. Nope. Oh, please.
Well, this time I'm prepared. Last time I wasn't as prepared as I am today. First off, I want to thank my sister for getting me sick. It's been a rough weekend, and I want to personally thank you guys again for bringing me up here onto the board. It's been such an honor, and being in the spotlights, it's been a great experience for me. Oh, sorry? Oh, can you hear me? It's been a great honor being up here and showing my community great pride. Want to also say that Marler took our first basketball game today, and I'd like to say that we got our win today against Moreno Valley, 175-48. And I also want to thank Joseph Williams, author of Making Connections Work. He had a great meeting with us at the DSAC meeting, and it was a great honor to just listen to his presentation and take some notes down and really enjoy his speech. He gave us all 20 something of us books, and I'm reading as we speak or as of now. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go on with the presentation.
Rialto is a great place to live. It's a wonderful place to work. The people are open. It's a mid-sized community in the Inland Empire. What I love about it the most is that the people are unassuming and they're kind. They are innovative and open to new ideas.
Low-income and racial minority communities often carry a burden of special concern. Being surrounded by multiple sources of air pollution, landfills, and soil contamination is not unique to our community. High exposures bring greater possibilities of chronic diseases known to have environmental causes. This plagues similar communities across the country. Rialto USD believes that K-12 schools can play a pivotal role in restoring balance to communities by cultivating active, responsible, environmental stewards that understand that people depend on and influence natural systems, that natural systems change in ways that people benefit from and can influence, and that students and their families can be a part of decisions affecting the natural systems in their communities.
A couple of years ago, we did a project on conservation, more specifically water conservation. I had the students come up with different design changes that they could make to the school and come up with not only designs for maybe the buildings, some different changes to the landscape.
My name is Anthony Cargis. My title is Water Waste. My problem was wasted water in our house.
It's really awesome to see that the district is on point with the same goals in mind that we're even trying to do in our 5th grade classroom.
We actually involved both science teachers and career technical education teachers to develop these courses because we wanted to bring real life situations that our students would be able to prosper and learn from. And that basically was dealing with environmental issues. This basically led to a big discussion on what kind of high school courses we needed to have for our students to make it more relevant for them.
Environmental literacy is just being familiar with the natural systems that we live in, be it urban or rural or out in what we call nature, and how we impact those different environments and how our lifestyle needs to be more sustainable so that future generations can enjoy just what the outdoors, the environment has to offer.
Begin. Water travels in a cycle, yes it does. Yes it does.
Approaching environmental and sustainability education is a journey of building relationships. We have strengthened relationships with community civic leaders. We've established relationships with local industries, like Veolia North America.
Communities like Rialto really benefit from understanding this from number one, the sustainability. It teaches the community how to conserve resources like water and even energy when we're able to partner with those industry folks. One thing that we want to teach students is to be proud of their communities and to sustain those resources. And so I'd say that one important thing is to partner with those business partners like Veolia, the city, and the school district to engage or re-engage those students back into their communities. We teach them, we want them to go out there and obtain really good careers, but they really need to understand the precious resources like water and energy.
And what we're doing here is planting 50 trees for 50 years at Frisbee. Each tree stands for about a year. And to see every tree here is just remarkable, to see all the memories and everything. And soon in a couple years, this will grow and you could just come back and see the falcon's nest.
Environmental justice is a social issue. There are no boundaries between natural systems. We are all connected. Rialto USD is committed to inspiring our community to champion their health and the health of their natural systems by improving the environmental competency and civic capacity of every member of the community.
President Martinez, I just want to reiterate, I first am just very impressed with what is happening here at Rialto, and Dr. Avila, again, with this presentation, wanted to thank all that were that got this together, all involved with this project, including parents and students and teachers and administrators. And so, again, way to go, bravo to Rialto Unified.
Thank you, Dr. McDuffie. That was a great presentation, and it doesn't happen without our people. That's why we try to take care of them. We will continue.
Absolutely.
Okay, Mr. Ayala, please.
Well, thank you, President Martinez. Tonight, I would like to continue with some thoughts on the future. And we don't want to fear the future. We want to embrace it. I know you've heard those words before. We're enterprising. We do what we have to do. We use our resources. But not too long ago, computers came into the light. Some of us feared them. Some of us said, no way am I going to get involved with computers. And look where we are today. Almost every household is connected some way or another with a computer. So what does the future have to bring us? Well, I'm just sharing probably some notes that perhaps many of you are aware of, but we're constantly evolving, okay, constantly evolving. And I'm here to tell you that if you look around our neighborhoods, we're becoming kind of like a concrete jungle. I know we saw trees there, but we're a hub, and it's like the center of a wheel. And our hub consists of industrial warehousing, and there's miles and miles of industrial warehousing. And then you ask yourself, what are the jobs? What are people doing inside those warehouses? Okay, well, we're an educational community here, and without a doubt, A through G is the top priority because it'll open up doors for our kids and give them the opportunities all the other school districts have. But at the same time, for those of us who want our kids not to leave and stay and work and thrive in our communities, we have to kind of be real and say, okay, what can we prepare them with? That's a big responsibility. And I guess what I'm saying here is, if Bill Gates came through that door right now, what kind of contract would we offer him? Would we say $300,000 is too much? There are some people who would say that. And they would say, I only make minimum wage. Over my blank body, am I going to pay somebody $300,000 a year? But Bill Gates makes that every second. So he would be doing charity work if we offered him that kind of contract. If we are going to be superstars, if we're going to find creative ways to help our kids, We need to find the Reggie Jacksons and the Babe Ruths. They're out there, but we need to entice them. We need to bring them to our community. And more specifically, let's look at those warehouses again. What is Amazon doing in those warehouses? Who's working in there? You know, they don't have air conditioning. Why? Because they don't have the people in there. They have robotics. But you know what? Those machines are going to break down. How many of us know how to work with those robotics and maintain them? Maybe it's time to think about those superstars and bring one or two of them to our community. Yes, you have to roll out the red carpet. Do what it takes. They're hard to find because everybody wants them for their community. But when we find them, they're going to get the ball rolling, and then our kids will be able to teach each other. Then they won't have to go away. I don't want our kids to leave our community. I want them to live with us and be here for Thanksgiving and be here for the holidays. It's okay to go to college, wherever you want to go, but you know what? People dream more of coming home than going away. Thank you for the opportunity to share a few words with you today.
Thank you, Mr. Ayala. Ms. Walker.
Good evening. I just wanted to share my congratulations to the teachers who are honored this afternoon for the Footsteps of Brilliance in our literacy projects. I was unable to. I thought I was going to be able to make it, and I had a grant due today at 5. And it got to be 2:45, and it was like, okay, no, I can't make it. So, but congratulations, definitely was there in spirit, and just really to really show that, or really express the fact that we really support our teachers. We really want the best for you all here, because our students won't do what they need to do unless our teachers are there to help them to get where they need to go. And I personally feel that, you know, I know that with all the outcomes that we talk about and everything like that, if we're not supporting our teachers to give them what they need, it won't happen. So the time, the energy, the effort, and the excellence that they give into our classrooms is really definitely appreciated. The next thing is when we're talking about young people and, you know, making those investments, this is January 24th. January 24th. We have about another 6 weeks until the priority date for financial aid is due. Kids have already started receiving, who applied in California for public schools, have started receiving their acceptance and denial letters. So for those of you who know young people who've had either one of those things happen to them already, yay if they got a great letter, and but there's still other opportunities if they got that not so great letter. And that leads us into the opportunities. We still have a great partnership with our local community college districts here. We've had the fortunate of being able to have our students have dual enrollment. We have our own kind of middle college program for our high school kids. But for those kids who are not A through G compliant or just didn't apply to a university, the opportunity now is to apply to the community college. Apply, get early admissions, be able to enroll in classes early so you get your classes. There's so many programs that Valley College in particular, because that's our feeder community college, are offering for first-time freshmen. If you're in any program in San Bernardino Valley College, one of those student programs, they pay for your books, whether it's Valley Bound, first year experience, anything. Kids don't get to college unless they actually do our application. They don't get to training programs unless they do an application. We can prepare all we want to in the classroom and everybody can be college ready and college prep, but if they never do the application to get there, they won't get there. We don't have enough counselors to sit down with every one of our, thousands of students that we're going to graduate in 2018. So that means there are other people who have to stand in the gap. That means parents, that means aunties, uncles, neighborhoods, teachers, counselors, staff people. If you know the information or know somebody who knows the information, help the young people out. Because this is going to be the decision on whether or not, first of all, they felt that they had a great experience in Rialto Unified, right? Did we give them the education they need to move on to be whatever they're going to be? But if that gap doesn't get filled, they're going to say, why did I even go to school? What did it get me? We've got to help them to do that thing. For the partnerships that we have and the resources that we have in the district, we've got to just connect it, just connect the dots. So if anybody has any time, wants any information, definitely you can contact me, contact Valley College, anything to help, to get information to help our kids move to the next step. If you know young people who have applied to universities, whether they be in California or out of state or whatever, make sure they follow up with their applications, because actually the number one reason why kids don't go to university who've applied, they didn't follow up. Meaning they didn't send transcripts, they didn't send their test scores. They figured somebody was going to mail them something in the mailbox. And if you're like my neighborhood, our box has been vandalized. It's been swung wide open for the last 3 months. So so help young people to get to the next step. It's imperative, because that reflects on us about what happens with our kids after high school as well. Congratulations to Mr. Thompson. Again, that's another thing, how we support our teachers, how our teachers support our students, and how we show excellence in this district. So thank you all for supporting them and what's happening there, and connect a young person. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Clerk O'Kelly, coming your way.
Yes. Well, I would also like to congratulate Mr. Thompson. I visited his class, I think it was a year and a half ago, at Rialto High School, the Mesa class. And let me tell you, it is a very exciting class. And he's a very exciting teacher. His students just love him. And you can see the accolades he's gotten. He's been named Mesa High School of the Year, which is for 3 years, which is a huge accomplishment. So very deserving. I'm very glad he was honored tonight to see that. And today I had the pleasure of attending the mid-year Footsteps to Brilliance teacher recognition ceremony. And it was a great event. It was this afternoon in the West End there. And the room was packed with teachers, principals, parents, and other community people, district people who came to honor the outstanding teachers whose students have read either 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, and one almost 5 million words so far this year. The goal that was set by the district at the beginning of the year was that all preschool through 3rd grade students, that's considered our early education, would read 150 million words by May 1st. And at that time, the district thought, wow, that's a huge goal. I don't know if we're going to make that. Well, we're only halfway through. We're only in January. And as of January 22nd, our preschool through 3rd grade students have read 283 million words, almost double the original goal. And we're only halfway through the year. So, yes, that is definitely something to cheer. And the research shows that students, this is the whole reason for this big push, if students who are reading at grade level by the time they leave 3rd grade are much more successful in life and in their careers afterwards. If they are not reading at grade level by 3rd grade, they struggle the rest of their lives. So our goal is to have every student reading at grade level by the end of 3rd grade so that every student has the opportunity to be successful. And we are so proud of the outstanding teachers who are working diligently with their students to increase their reading skills and vocabulary. Our benchmark assessments from the fall to the winter benchmark have shown double-digit academic growth in reading. And the 3rd grade, the grade we were really targeting here, is leading the pack. They are way ahead of the other grades as a result of Footsteps to Brilliance and the Literacy Initiative. I want to give a special thank you to Jasmine Valenzuela, who this was her baby. She has dedicated herself to it this year, done an outstanding job, and it shows, and our kids are reaping the benefits. So again, thank you, teachers. We appreciate all that you do. Keep up the good work because it's working and the results are showing it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Clerk O'Kelly. Vice President Montez, please.
Thank you, Board President Mr. Martinez, and fellow board members. Welcome to your very first meeting, Dr. McDuffie. I know this is only your 7th day, but I'm sure as time goes on, I'm going to ask you your 100th day How do you feel? Hopefully you'll say you're having fun.
I look forward to that.
All right. No, but honestly, welcome and thank you for being here today, holding down the fort. I want to welcome everybody here tonight. Buenas noches. Thank you for being here. I first would like to thank all of the middle school speakers that came here today, the DSAC middle school. Again, I can't emphasize enough the importance of our youth learning to be public speakers and being able to overcome that fear to speak in public. So thank you to our student board member for leading and calling them up, and thank all the students again for coming up and sharing. I'm really glad to hear that bullying workshops, training, and emphasis is being put, particularly in the middle schools, because as we all know, middle schools tend to have a little bit more bullying than in high school or other schools, elementary or whatnot. But I'm glad to hear that the district and schools are doing what we can to really work on bullying. The other thing I wanted to say is also congratulations to Mr. Thompson, Mesa High School of the Year, 3rd time in a row. Wow. Wow. That's awesome. So kudos to Mr. Thompson, all of his students that are making it happen, and everybody at Rialto High School. I did want to put a plug in for Rialto High School Lady Knights. As some of you guys can see, you can get one of these lovely Rialto Lady Knights softball visors. The Lady Knights softball team is selling visors for $20 fundraiser. So if you can, if you need to break the piggy bank at home, do what you can to support our Lady Knights and buy a $20 visor. It's for their sports team. And me and Mr. Ayala, always try to do what we can. They sell jerseys. They sell. Yeah. So support Lady Knights softball team. I want to just say, I know the parents left, but the parents that came up in regards to the traffic issues at Morris Elementary, the morning time, the crossing guards. If anybody's been down there during the morning hours of when almost all the schools are starting at the same time, we have 6 schools on Eucalyptus Avenue. I don't think any other school district has 6 schools on one street. And of the 6 schools on Eucalyptus Avenue, 3 of them happen to be almost on the same corner. 2 of them cross the street from each other, and one of them just a block away up the street. So you can imagine it can be pretty hectic, particularly because we try to start all of our schools, all of the schools around the same time, and we try to be mindful that parents on their way to work would like to drop their kids off on their way to work and whatnot. So we're very limited in the time frame that we have, the window that we have for students to get to their schools or being dropped off. We don't want students waiting 2 hours, to get into school for school to start, and we realize that it can be a big issue. It can be a big problem, particularly if construction is going on. So the traffic in the mornings, the dangers of students being dropped off in the middle of the street, where the kids enter, that's nothing new to this district. We've had issues. We currently have issues at other schools that have been ongoing regarding the student drop-offs, the student entering the schools in the morning, and the traffic and the dangers. And I know that the city is working. The city actually has a task force that's working on safe routes to school. It's been ongoing for a while. The district is involved. I took part in some of those meetings earlier this year. Unfortunately, I have not been able to continue, but I know some other staff members are participating, and it's an ongoing effort to really make our schools safer in the morning. Nobody wants to get the news that a student or a child was hit in the morning on their way to school or on their way home. But things like that do happen, and it is our responsibility to do everything that we can to make that make that route from home to school or from school to home as safe as possible. And all I ask is patience, and like President Martinez said, that we look into that and see what we can do, particularly if all this other stuff is going on. I can only imagine it's already hectic without construction. Now if construction's going on, you know, it can create a lot of frustration. So I want to thank those parents that came to share their concerns. I do want to also thank Mrs. Celia Salaya for inviting us again to the annual Christmas festival for the students with special needs. She wasn't here at the last meeting, but we did thank her, and I believe one of the other parents some of the parents did come and thank us for attending. And again, thank you, Mrs. Salaya and Padres Unidos, Amigos Unidos, for inviting us every year, and hopefully we'll continue to go and hopefully we'll continue to grow the amount of support that we can lend to the students with special needs. I want to congratulate Casera Middle School. It's all over Twitter, Rialto Unified School District Facebook page, and the Twitter, the social media has been covering that. So thank you for recognizing our students doing great things regarding STEM and MESA. So kudos to Casera Middle School. And two, I want to just reiterate what Mrs. O'Calley said in regards to the Footsteps to Brilliance mid-year teacher recognition ceremony. There had to have been at least over 100 people in that West Wing, and Dr. McDuffie was there. Mr. Bruce Kelly was there. Kelly Bruce was there, and many other administrators and school site leaderships was also present to make sure that the teachers know that we appreciate all of their hard work, and they're the ones really doing the hardest work. And I want to thank the Footsteps to Brilliance people who brought it here, because you know, without their support and without their help, we wouldn't be having the success that we're having. So thank you to everyone again. In regards to public speaking here at the podium, I just have to share, because we have had legal advice many times, many times. People have questioned things that members of this board have said in the past. People have questioned things that staff members have said in the past. People have questioned things that people from the public had said in the past. And time and again, legal counsel refers to a Supreme Court case called Baca versus the Moreno Valley Unified Board of Education, where the Supreme Court justice ruled that we as a school district cannot allow people to come here and praise us as a school district, meaning whether it's the superintendent, the board, or any staff members. We can't allow them to come here and praise anyone and state and call them by name and praise them if we're gonna shut anybody down for criticizing. So what the Supreme Court justice said is that you can't have it both ways. You can't come and say, kudos to Mr. Montez for all of the good hard work you're doing. Thank you, Mr. Montez. And then shut down the next speaker for saying, Mr. Montez, I don't like you. You're a bad guy. You're ugly or whatever. You know, we can't do that. So so whenever we have a question, and we've done it many times, and I understand and I agree with many things that many concerns that we feel whenever our district family, or whenever district staff, whenever anybody is chopped down, or whenever anyone is attacked, we understand. We would like that not to happen, but again, we don't want to be facing a lawsuit because we turned off the microphone, or we asked somebody to stop speaking, or worse, escort them out with security because they were saying something that we didn't like, or mentioning people by name, and we don't agree with what they're saying. Now, there are things that protect people from defamation and disparaging comments and whatnot, but that's a completely different matter. But when someone comes here in general and starts exercising their freedom of speech, whether we agree with it or not, whether we like what they're saying or not, it's a very thin line as to what we can, the authority that we have to limit that speech. So again, I just want to thank everyone for all of their comments, and we appreciate everybody to come here and share your comments. But I wanted to share that because this board has gotten legal opinions in the past in regards to these types of things. All I can say is, like I was told when I first got on here and I didn't like things I was being told, is sometimes we have to grow thicker skin, and sometimes it's better to not even respond or recognize, whenever allegations or attacks are being launched at us. With that, I wish I had cupcakes to give everybody here tonight. But if I did, I'd have to buy them from Nutrition Services just so we stay out of trouble, and I might just do that next time. So thank you everybody here tonight. With that, wish Dr. Avila safe trip back home from his conference, and keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Montez. You know, I'm always troubled when I get on Twitter. I find out that while school districts, including ours, uses the science of teaching that is 150 or longer old, century and a half old, we have the challenge of STEM now. And things that used to be taught at the university, if we're going to catch up, need to be taught at a junior college. Things that have been taught historically at a junior college need to move down to high school. High school needs to move to middle school. Middle school needs to move to elementary and TK. So in adapting or adopting, both of them actually, to the challenge, our TK is beginning with STEM. They are beginning with reading. They are beginning with teaching the parents how to be better parents, how to supplement their skills. I value a teacher that is able to adapt is the proper word, to the pressure of change. But not everyone learns that way either. So there's still place for a teacher that teaches the traditional way. What I'm saying is that we have to be prepared for the transition because it's coming. Things are changing ever more quickly. And we are trying to respond. There's never enough money. No one likes change. So if you're already in a teaching position, you're going to resist that. New teachers are more likely to come in and be ready for STEM. Again, there's place for both. But as we go forward, I continue to be troubled by the lack of funding for education, in particular Rialto. The pension cost, the contribution from the district, is supposed to triple by 2024. I spoke on that last board meeting. And the largest cost is it's supposed to remain about 66 to 70% for salary and benefits. And at one point we were at 91%. We're down to, I believe it's 80% in that range. So we'll be able to survive it better, but it will cost programs. It'll cause change. There is no easy way about it. switching to a different thought on testing and the ESSA, where students are having to test differently, having to meet different standards. We didn't make our standard as a district too well. But I am encouraged in the fact that we are looking and shooting very broad. We are trying to meet the need of the entire family, not just a student. We're trying to meet the need of young students through seniors. It's very difficult, and our challenge is no different than any other district. If you want to stay up on that, you can stick to all the Twitter feeds or just follow my Twitter feed, the Facebook page of the district or my Facebook page, Rialto Board. And I do all that legwork because I'm a nerd in that respect. So I just dig, I post it so you don't have to. Anyway, on with the board meeting. I'm loving our students, and I know this board is, and I'm loving our people. Thank you for all you do. But I'm not loving this hair that keeps bothering me. Okay. D, public hearing, we have none. So we move on to consent calendar items. All items on the consent calendar will be enacted upon in one motion unless pulled by Board of Education members or the superintendent for individual action. So we are making a motion and a second to approve the consent calendar items, reference E through J.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Preferential vote by student board member?
Aye.
Okay, before we vote on board members, are there any polls?
I just have a comment to make on
Yes.
H14.
Okay.
Oh, you want me to
Yes,
go ahead?
please.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to say, having, spent many years at Eisenhower, I am so glad to see that the girls' softball field is finally getting shade structures and restrooms. For those of you who don't know, the girls had to go across the street from the school to practice and to play games and whatever. There are no restrooms over there. If they had to go to the restroom, often when they came back to the school was all locked up because this was all after school hours and the poor girls had nowhere to go. In the blazing sun, they just had to sit out there and die. So, yes, tell your sister I made sure this happened for her. Okay.
Oh, okay. That was just extra running. The coach appreciated it, I'm sure.
All right.
Okay. Any other comments, questions? All right, we are moving on to the final vote on E through J. Vote by board members.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Now we are working on K, page 6, discussion action items. To accept the fiscal year 2016-2017 annual audited financial report completed by Clifton Larson Allen LLP. We had a presentation tonight. A motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Comments?
I just would like to thank them, for a thorough audit and for giving us good feedback on what we can do to run a more efficient financial program at various departments. Had we had this kind of help years back, we probably wouldn't have gotten into some of the trouble we did back in some years back. But it's good stuff. So.
I don't know why, but this audit seemed a little more complex, a little more in-depth, so I appreciated that. Any other comments? Okay, vote by board members.
Aye.
Aye. K2, approve the change of all bank accounts and establishment of new bank accounts for the Dr. John R. Casalunas Education Center and all school sites from Banner Bank to Chase Bank in Rialto, California. Motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, comments? Discussion?
Yeah, I don't know how many times I don't know how many times we've changed banks, but why are we changing now from Banner Bank to Chase Bank?
Because
Just
of
a
the
simple question.
fees. The fees are too high.
Is that the main reason?
So the public can hear, go ahead.
The reason we're changing is primarily the fees, and Banner Bank is a local bank and they're small compared to other large local bank we have in Rialto. And on the other hand, also customer service. We are not getting good customer service on issues and matters. We're dealing with day-to-day business.
Okay.
That's the two main reasons.
Thank you. Okay, any other questions or comments? Okay, vote by board members.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Number 3, accept the invitation from WestEd to participate in the U.S. Department of Education Investing in Education I-3 Validation Grant, assessing the effectiveness of expository reading and writing course as ERWC in improving 11th and 12th graders' reading and writing skills at Carter High School and Eisenhower High School. Effective for 3 years, 2018-19, 2019-20, and 2020 and 21. Each participating school site will be compensated in the amount of $20,000, and the district will receive $5,000. Additionally, teachers will be compensated with stipends approved by an MOU with REA. That's the teachers union. Questions, comments?
Move to accept.
Second.
Thank you. I did ask why Rialto was not joining this, and I will follow up on that for my own knowledge. And vote by board members.
Aye.
4, approve the agreement with Generation Ready to provide an equity institute to our site administrators effective January 25th of 2018 through June 15th of 2018 at a total cost not to exceed $42,000 to be paid from the Educators Effectiveness Grant. Motion and second, please.
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. Comments, questions? Please.
For those of you who are, I guess maybe Dr. Bruce or anyone who can answer, is our staff going to, for those who will possibly be participating in this particular Equity Institute, did any of our staff attend the Equity Institute that was sponsored by the county schools? And is this going to be kind of repetitive of what they do and we're available to, or?
I'm not real familiar with San Bernardino County's Equity Institute.
Okay.
This one came through AXA.
Oh, okay.
And so it's the Equity Institute through AXA. What we had the benefit of was Carol, who's new and categoricals to our district, had gone through the AXA Equity Institute. And then when we contacted members from AXA, they came down and visited with us, and they discussed the benefit of Generation Ready from New York, and really gave them kind of high praise. And then we had one school in our district, Dr. Monte Stewart, who has some experience with them. And then we polled our principals, and they said we really want to work together. The exciting news to me is it's 8 workshops, and our principals, we have 29 schools, really 28 principals. At this moment in time, we have 27 out of 28 principals committed to it, to do it together. And we have a conference call with Generation Ready to make it the Rialto way. So we have input in terms of how they adapt the modules. So we're very excited. We know that a lot of the change comes from our principals, and to see them do it together, I think is really a wonderful opportunity.
So my second question is for, when we're talking about our site administrators, this is going to be an opportunity for the vice principals to be able to participate as well.
The rollout on this particular one is it's starting with the principals. What Dr. Avila did was he spoke with our principals and said this is across all levels of leadership in our district, and including teacher leaders. But we are starting with the principals. I believe this will be an endeavor that will be ongoing. The idea is to get to a tipping point, really have the vast majority trained so that everyone is addressing issues of equity and access in our district in a purposeful way.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? All righty, thank you. Vote by board members.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, before adjournment, and Mr. Ayala, would you help Eric go through adjournment, show them what to say and so forth. In the meantime, I will read. The next regular meeting of the Board of Education of the Rialto Unified School District will be held on Wednesday, February 14th, 2018 at 7 p.m. at the Dr. John R. Casalunas Education Center, right here, 182 East Walnut Avenue, Rialto, California. Materials distributed or presented to the Board of Education at the board meeting are available upon request from the superintendent's office. Okay, can we have a motion for adjourn from our student board member?
I'd like to move to adjournment. Okay.
Excellent. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Preferential vote by student board member.
Aye.
Aye. Vote by board members.
Aye.
Aye. Wholeheartedly. Okay, and time is 9:08. Thank you.